spun the tires a little bit right there, I'm not gonna lie. Spun the tires, broke loose. Wow, that thing it's pretty fun. Who would have guessed this would have been the next car review? I don't know, not me. I for sure did not see this coming. I mean, my car is in the shop after all, so what else is there to review, right? Anyway, today we're looking at the 1995 Acura Integra. This one does have a VTEC swap. I will throw in a picture of all the other mods that this car has. It is far from stock, but it is an Acura Integra. It is my little brother's Acura Integra. I don't know if you guys remember, but I helped him buy it quite some time ago. I thought we were going to be doing a lot more to it, a lot faster, but he is a college student and he is a broke boy, so he does not have money to shell out to, you know, put a big old turbo on it or something, which I would really like to do. But it is a beautiful example of an Acura Integra, and with beautiful, I say if you squint and you're standing probably across the street, kind of like this, it looks okay there. When you zoom in, not so much, but when you zoom out, it kind of does look better, like that. But then you zoom in again, doesn't look so good. Anyway, this is his daily, and it shows it. I mean, it isn't even washed while I was reviewing it. I mean, I cleaned the window and that was it, but it is his daily. He doesn't really care to do all that much to it right now. We threw some seat covers on there. We washed it, I think, once since he's gotten it. I mean, it has been raining here in California a lot, so I don't blame him all that much. It's a daily. It's a daily car. The interior is just very basic Honda. You got plenty of visibility inside, which is nice. Just a lot of plastic everywhere, and it's got the big old manual stick right there, and what every high schooler just envies, the manual transmission. So that is great. You know, if you are a high schooler, this car just reeks high schooler. Underneath the hood, you can see the giant VTEC badge sticking up, carbon fiber intake, which I think is the stupidest design ever. You guys have seen all this stuff before. I'm not going to go into extra detail, because if you guys are not new to my channel, I have made a video on this car before, not necessarily reviewing it, but kind of introducing it to you guys. It is so dusty under there. Wow, looking at this video in person, it doesn't look that bad, but in HD on my computer, it looks like shit. So anyway, we'll get a cold start and then we will take off. Alright guys, here we go. I'm driving the 1995 Integra with a VTEC swap. Yes, you heard it right, Honda fanboys. I got VTEC. That is all that matters in your guys' eyes. I am now the king of Honda boys, because I drive a VTEC car. No, I'm joking. VTEC I think is personally overhyped, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But I don't know. Personally, this car is nice. I'll start out by saying this car is nice. This isn't a bad car. Now, what you guys are going to expect by driving one of these cars is a whole lot of rattling, a whole lot of just noise just coming from everywhere. I mean, this car is loud. Now, then again, this has a different exhaust system than factory, so it is going to be louder. If you're into that kind of shit, that's nice. If you're not, well, that shit can be annoying. But you can easily make these super fucking loud to the point to where at 3 in the morning, everyone's going to hear you if you're driving. Now I'm gonna go over some things really quickly, because I'm sure you guys have seen the interior of these cars before. This car is nothing new. I'm sure all of you have been in a car similar to this in your life. So this will pretty much feel like any other Honda. And I'm gonna use Honda and Acura interchangeably, just because they're the same shit. If you drive an Acura, you drive a Honda. Sorry, buddy. If you drive a Honda, you don't really drive an Acura, but you guys know how it goes. They're the same shit. But the interior of these is like any other 90s Honda or Acura. It's okay, but it is just cheap plastic, and everything just rattles and shakes by the time it's at 200,000 miles. So that's just something to expect. The exterior, I think it looks pretty decent. It's not trying to be anything it's not. It's a little front-wheel drive sports coupe. Heavy quotations around sports coupe, but it is a little sports coupe. That's what it is. It's just a little car. It's got VTEC. It has some decent horsepower for its time. A little 4-banger. It's not supposed to be some rally car. It's not a drift car. Although, imagine if this bitch was rear-wheel drive. This shit would be the new 240. Honestly, this shit would be the new 240. If this bitch was rear-wheel drive, that would be fucking amazing. That would be great, but it is not. So now, if you do drive one of these cars, everyone and their mama who drives an FRS or 240 or another Honda of some sorts, they're gonna want to race you, because, oh, I gotta show my dominance upon another little 4-cylinder, as if that's anything to brag about. Oh, I'm gonna race this 19-20-year-old car because it has 100 horsepower, and that is impressive. If I beat that in my BRZ or whatever the hell I'm driving, a lot of people are going to try to race you in this car. Shit happens. My little brother's told me, just again, it's his daily car. He drives it back and forth from school and work, and he's on the freeway and people pull up next to him and they're trying to race him just because they hear a loud exhaust. oh, this guy must want to race. This guy must want to race. I gotta prove something to him. I gotta be the alpha. I gotta be the alpha. I gotta beat him. I have to beat him. There's no other way. I have to beat him. He's driving on the same freeway as me. That means he must want to race. It's just correlation right there. Now that's one thing you're gonna have to live with driving one of these older Japanese cars, is everyone's gonna want to race you, and it's gonna be everyone who doesn't know how to race is gonna want to race you. Anyone who cares about actual racing doesn't really care about racing a little Acura Integra. And I'm saying, like, say that Camaro SS driving by, he's not gonna race me. He knows that this is just gonna be a waste of gas for him, because this car makes probably 100 wheel, no, this car actually is tuned for 168 wheel horsepower, something like that. So this car's okay, but a normal Acura Integra doesn't make all that much power. So he's not gonna wanna race a little Acura Integra. It's not a bragging thing. He's not gonna gain anything from it. It's an Acura Integra. That's why everyone and their mama tries to race supercars. Because if you beat a supercar, you're a god now. You are therefore a street god. Every conversation starts out with, you know, I beat a McLaren, you know, I beat an old Ferrari, you know, I beat a Lamborghini. Every conversation, every time he goes to a bar, he's gonna use that line. Hey, my little Acura? Yeah, I actually beat this Lamborghini. He didn't know we were racing, but we were racing. That's just that's just what's gonna happen. A nice little G-Wagon right there. That's just part of driving this car. Now I'm gonna make a U-turn right here because I do not feel like going into that traffic, so I'm gonna go this way and probably hit some residential area. But that's just what happens when you drive one of these cars. Everyone's gonna want to race you, and it's for stupid reasons. Okay, it's not because it's gonna be a fair race. It's because, oh, I have a 16-year newer car than you, and it makes easily more horsepower, but I'm gonna beat you. Wow, this AC smells like skunk. I feel like I ran over a skunk. Now, what you guys really want to know, again, I'm sure I'm not the first person to ever review an Acura Integra, so you guys know all this little stuff. You guys know how the interior looks. You know how an exterior looks, obviously. But you want to know what the driving experience is like, so I'm going to tell you that, okay? Now, what I feel when driving this car, again, I have driven a lot of cars. I used to work at a Chevy dealership. EcoBoost Mustangs, Camaro SS's, Corvettes, little shitty Cruises, Sonic, Sparks, anything that they had, at one point I probably drove. That being said, this car isn't that bad as a daily driver. Again, it's kind of like what I was saying about my V6 Mustang. If you just drive it as it's supposed to be driven, it's not that bad. Now, you can have fun in this car. This car wants you to have fun. This car has a 7,000 rev limiter, and it wants you to have fun. I mean, listen to this. VTEC. This car wants you to have fun, okay? And it's not a bad thing, okay? You can have fun in a car. You can have fun in a car that's not a super fast car. There is such thing as slow car, fast car, where it's just fun to drive a car like this. And that's just what this car is. It's a fun little car where you can have fun driving it, and you're not gonna break the speed limit all that much. If you accept it for what it is, it's a decent car. Again, I like this car. I wouldn't mind owning this car as a daily driver. It's a car to where if I really wanted to drive around and pass people on the highway and have some fun, like I did right there, just accelerating, but I'm not doing anything super dangerous, this would be the perfect car for that. It is a good little starter car. It is not a race car, you know, track killer. Again, you can have fun with it, but it's not a crazy race car. You can turn anything into a race car. There's gonna be some dude in the comments, oh, my buddy has a twin turbo, or maybe not twin turbo, my buddy has a big turbo, built engine, Acura Integra, and that shit would walk your slow staying. That shit would gap your slow staying for sure. Well, he might, but any car can do that if you put enough money into it. I mean, no car, there's always gonna be someone faster. That's just part of cars. There's always gonna be someone faster. You're never gonna have the fastest car unless you somehow make the fastest. I don't know, it's never gonna happen. You're never gonna have the fastest car. That's one thing that you gotta accept when building a car, is you might be dumping all of this money into it to just get beat by some slow little shit box with one seat, no radio, no AC, no carpet, barely a windshield, no rear window. You might get beat by someone like that. And that's just part of building a car. That's one thing that I had to come to terms with when I'm building my car. I'm putting this big old mod into it. I almost had to slip out there, but I'm putting this big mod into it. So I'm probably still gonna lose races. I'm not gonna have the fastest car. And that's just part of building a car. Someone's gonna always be faster. So this car is perfect for someone that wants a fun little commuter car. It is fun. I mean, it's a fun car. I can easily floor right now and make a lot of noise and just have fun. I'm not gonna do it because there's a little bit of cars driving around, but I can easily just watch. Listen to that. Just nice little just sounds. It just sounds nice. It's a fun little commuter car. You can have fun with it. If you have a date, you can, you know, oh, okay, that's enough. Relax. That's fun. You can maybe spook her a little bit. Now again, drive smart, don't drive dumb. Let's go left right here, just cause I don't feel like driving straight forever. But it is a fun little commuter car. It isn't anything impressive. You're not gonna hold any world records with this car. You're not gonna gap. You probably won't beat a supercar in this car, again, unless you put a lot of money into it. But it's a fun little driver car. It's a fun little driver car. It rewards you for driving it. It's fun. It's happy. It likes to rev. And now this car is tuned to where I can rev it to like 8,200 RPM, which is stupid high. I mean, that's maxed out on the red line. Fully maxed out. I can go that high. I don't want to, but I can. Again, it's nice. It's fun. It's a car that wants to be driven. And if you drive it and you take care of it, it's a fun little car. Don't beat on it. Don't destroy the gearbox. And it's a fun little car. It's funny. I think I'm in the same area where I was wrapping up the V6 Mustang review. It's funny how ironic that is. I'm in the same area, but this car is a good car. If you're looking for a daily driver, if you're looking for a fun first car, and you find one in good condition, this wouldn't be a bad car. This is a nice little car. And that's just what it is. That's what Honda and Acura wanted it to be. They didn't intend for this car to be some track killer. They do obviously have the Type R model. This is not the Type R model. This is just the little fun version. This isn't the Type R, okay? I wouldn't be driving it like this if it was the Type R, because that shit would probably be worth a lot of money. But this is just a fun little daily commuter car. And I mean, if I had this as my daily, I'd be happy. If this was my little fun car to pull up to car meets in, it'd be fun. It'd be a fun little car. You can do a lot of little fun things to it. You can drive it, you can take it on a canyon. Again, you're gonna have front wheel drive problems here and there with torque steer and shit like that, but it's a fun little car. It's got a decent exhaust note if you get a nice sounding exhaust. If you straight pipe it, it's gonna sound like every other Honda out there. But if you get a nice little exhaust going on it, you got some nice headers, maybe a resonator, a decent muffler, it's probably gonna sound pretty decent. So I'm gonna head home. I might do one pull right here, maybe, I don't know. There's a lot of cars right here. I don't really want to pull past a cop, but fuck it. It's got balls. I mean, I am slightly speeding right here. It's got balls, but it's not a crazy race car. So it is a fun car, but it is not a crazy race car. Now I'm looking in my rearview mirror. If I see a cop, I'm dipping, but I don't see a cop. I made sure it was safe. There was no one around. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna head home right here, return this car to my little brother. Hopefully in the future we see him modding it. If he wants to do anything to it, obviously I'm gonna help him with that, because it is a fun little car and I want him to take care of it. And he's been taking care of it pretty good right here. So thankfully this is a good example of an Acura. We don't have grinding gears or anything like that. We have a nice fun driver's car. It is not a very nice looking car on the exterior. Obviously it is a daily and the previous owner used it as that. It was beaten to kind of shit, but it could be worse. So it's a fun little car. If you're looking for a daily and you find a good one on a good deal, fuck it, pick one up. I don't think you'd regret it. It's a fun little car. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap up this video right here. I hope you enjoyed this video. This car is pretty fun to drive. I'm not gonna lie, I had fun driving it around the town. Please leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Comment down below. Hit subscribe to join the flock. Go pick up some merch to support the channel. Until next video, peace. Spun the tires a little bit right there, I'm not gonna lie. Spun the tires, broke loose. Wow, that thing is, it's pretty fun. All right.